Hey there, I'm Melissa. Growing up in suburban Ohio with my twin brother Henry was a mix of chaos and camaraderie. Thankfully, we're not identical because, honestly, I don't think the world could handle two of him. We've always been close, sharing everything from our wildest secrets to our biggest dreams. One day, Henry burst into my room, waving an envelope excitedly. "Melissa, check this out." My heart raced as I snatched it from his hands. "No way, yours too." We tore open our college acceptance letters together, screaming with joy when we realized we'd both been accepted into Willow Creek University, a prestigious school known for its top-notch business program. "We did it, sis," Henry shouted, lifting me off the ground in a bear hug. "Put me down, you goof," I laughed, playfully swatting his arm. Our parents were over the moon. They had been saving for our college fund since we were in diapers. But Willow Creek was expensive, and their savings weren't quite enough to cover it all. "We'll make it work," Dad reassured us over dinner. "We can take out some loans and you two can pitch in what you can." I nodded seriously. "I can pick up more shifts at the diner." Henry rolled his eyes. "Come on, Melissa, little. We've got our whole lives to work." That was classic Henry, always living in the moment while I was busy hustling at the diner. He was out with his friends, constantly dreaming up get-rich-quick schemes. "I'm telling you, Melissa," he'd say, lounging on my bed as I counted my tips. "One of these days, I'm going to come up with an idea that'll make us millionaires." "Sure, Henry," I'd reply, not even looking up, "and pigs will fly." Despite our differences, I was thrilled to start this new chapter with him. The night before we left for college, we stayed up late, reminiscing about old times. "Remember when we convinced Mrs. Johnson we were telepathic?" Henry laughed. I snorted. "Yeah, until you sneezed and blew our cover." "Hey, at least I didn't rat you out for putting glue in Bobby Taylor's hair gel," he retorted. "He deserved it," I shot back. "He was a jerk to you." Henry's smile softened. "You've always had my back, Melissa." "Someone's got to keep you out of trouble," I teased. The next morning was a whirlwind of last-minute packing and tearful goodbyes. Mom hugged us tightly, dabbing at her eyes. "Look out for each other," she said. Dad clapped us on the shoulders. "We're proud of you too. Make the most of this opportunity." As we drove away, watching our childhood home disappear in the rearview mirror, I felt a mix of excitement and fear. Henry must have sensed it because he reached over and squeezed my hand. "We've got this, sis," he said confidently. "The Harrison twins are going to take Willow Creek by storm." Little did I know how true those words would turn out to be, just not in the way either of us expected. College life hit like a whirlwind. One minute, I was unpacking in my dorm, and the next, I was drowning in coursework. But something felt off with Henry. He'd always been a social butterfly, but this was different. "Hey bro, want to grab dinner?" I asked, poking my head into his room. "Can't. Meeting Direct to discuss some ideas." I frowned. "Direct again?" "He's got some killer business concepts, Melissa. You should hear them." I shrugged it off. Maybe this was Henry's way of coping with the college transition. Meanwhile, I was making my own connections. My roommate Jasmine was a riot. "Girl, you need to loosen up," she'd say, dragging me to campus events. That's how I met Tyler from my econ class. "Melissa, right?" he asked, flashing a smile. "Want to partner up for the project?" Between study sessions with Tyler and late-night chats with Jasmine, I almost forgot about Henry's odd behavior. Almost. Then, one night, I overheard him on the phone. "Yeah, Derek, I'm telling you, this is going to be huge. We just need more capital." Alarm bells rang in my head. The next day, I tried to talk to him. "Henry, is everything okay? You've been acting weird." He brushed me off. "Just stressed about midterms. Don't worry about it." But I did worry, especially when I logged into our joint tuition account to check the balance for next semester. My heart sank. "Henry." I burst into his room, waving my phone. "Where's half our tuition money?" His face went pale. "Melissa, I can explain. You better start talking, now." He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Direct and we had this amazing business idea. A startup that could revolutionize campus food delivery. We just needed some initial investment." I felt sick. "So you took our tuition money without even asking me?" I snapped. "It's not like that," Henry protested. "It's an investment. We'll make it back tenfold, I swear." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Are you insane? That money isn't yours to gamble with. It's not gambling, he insisted. Derek's got connections. He knows what he's doing. Oh, and you know him so well after what, 2 months? I shot back. Henry's eyes flashed with anger. You don't understand business, Melissa. This is how fortunes are made. No, this is how idiots get scammed. We argued for hours, with Henry insisting it wasn't a big deal and that the returns would come in before the next tuition payment was due. But I couldn't shake the dread gnawing at my gut. The next day, I confided in Jasmine and Tyler. He did what? Jasmine exclaimed. Oh hell no, that's messed up. Tyler looked thoughtful. You know, I've heard some rumors about this Direct guy. Nothing concrete, but... What kind of rumors? I pressed. He shrugged. Just that he talks a big game, but no one's ever seen real results from his ventures. My mind raced. Was Henry being played, or was he in on some kind of scam? What are you going to do? Jasmine asked, concern in her voice. I took a deep breath. I don't know, but I'm going to find out what's really going on with this Derek character. And Henry, he's got some serious explaining to do. That night, I lay in bed, unable to sleep. How had things gone so wrong so fast? Henry and I had always been a team, but now it felt like he'd chosen Direct over me, over our future. One thing was clear. I needed to get to the bottom of this fast before it was too late. The next day, I cornered Tyler after class, practically begging for his help. You're good with computers, right? Think you can dig up some dirt on Derek? Tyler's eyes lit up. Challenge accepted. Give me a day or two. Meanwhile, Jasmine was all in. My uncle works in financial crimes. I'll see what he can find out. We set up camp in my dorm room, papers, laptops, and energy drinks scattered everywhere. It was like a scene out of a crime show, minus the cool sound effects. Look at this, Tyler said, pointing at his screen. Derek's been involved in at least 3 failed startups in the last 2 years. Jasmine chimed in, and my uncle says there's a pattern of complaints about unpaid debts. The deeper we dug, the worse it got. Fake business documents, empty promises, the works. Derek was a walking, talking scam machine. When I confronted Henry, he went full denial mode. You're just jealous, he snapped. Derek's a visionary. You don't understand his methods. Methods? I scoffed. Is that what we're calling fraud now? But as the evidence piled up, even Henry couldn't ignore it. The final straw was a recorded phone call Tyler managed to get, a clip of Derek bragging about how easy it was to scam dumb college kids. Henry's face crumbled as he listened. I can't believe it. How could I have been so stupid? I wanted to say I told you so, but the devastated look on his face stopped me. Instead, I just hugged him. We'll figure this out, I promised. But first, we need to stop Derek before he scams anyone else. We gathered all the evidence and took it to the campus police. Officer Martinez listened intently, her frown deepening with each new piece we presented. This is serious, she said. We'll need to involve the local PD as well. As we left the station, Henry turned to me, eyes full of regret. Melissa, I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you. Yeah, you should have, I agreed. But what's done is done. Now we need to focus on getting our money back. That night, we brainstormed with Tyler and Jasmine, trying to figure out a way to trap Derek and recover our funds. What if we set up a sting? Jasmine suggested. Pretend we got more money to invest. Tyler nodded enthusiastically. I could create some fake bank statements to make it look legit. It was risky, but what choice did we have? We coordinated with Officer Martinez, setting everything up for the next day. I barely slept that night, my mind racing with what ifs. What if Derek saw through our plan? What if we couldn't get the money back? The next morning, Henry and I met Derek at a crowded campus coffee shop. We were wired up, both with hidden mix and sheer nerves. As we sat down, Derek flashed his usual charming grin. So you got more to invest? He asked, eyes gleaming with anticipation. Henry nodded, sliding over the fake bank statements. Yeah, we managed to get a loan from our parents. We're all in. I watched Derek's eyes light up with greed, my stomach churning. Just as he reached for the documents, Officer Martinez, who had been waiting in the wings, stepped forward. Derek Carlson, you're under arrest for fraud and theft by deception. The look of utter shock on Derek's face was almost worth all the stress, almost. As the officers cuffed him and led him away, Henry turned to me looking lost. "What now?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I sighed, the weight of everything we'd been through pressing down on me. Now we pick up the pieces, and maybe learn to trust each other again. The days following Derek's arrest were a blur. We spent hours at the police station, giving statements and recounting every interaction we'd had with him. As it turned out, we weren't his only victims, not by a long shot. "You two did good," Detective Johnson told us one afternoon. "Thanks to your evidence, we've linked direct to at least a dozen other scams across 3 states. It was a small comfort, but it didn't solve our immediate problem. We were still short on tuition, and the next payment deadline was looming. To my surprise, Henry stepped up. "I'll get a job too if I have to. I'll make this right, Melissa." I wanted to believe him, but trust was hard to come by these days. Actions speak louder than words, and Henry knew that. True to his promise, he started working at the campus bookstore and picked up weekend shifts at a local restaurant. Meanwhile, I threw myself into my studies, spending late nights in the library. Tyler often joined me, and I found myself looking forward to his company. "You're killing it in econ," he said one night, glancing at my latest test score. "I guess all this drama hasn't hurt your GPA. It's given me something to focus on, I guess." Henry, on the other hand, was struggling. Between juggling work and trying to catch up on his classes, he looked perpetually exhausted. One day, he caught me in the hallway. "Hey, want to grab coffee? Like old times?" he asked, hopeful. Part of me wanted to say yes, to pretend everything was back to normal. But I couldn't. "I've got a study group," I lied. "Maybe another time." The hurt in his eyes was obvious, but I walked away. It wasn't that I didn't love him, he was still my twin. But the trust we'd once shared felt shattered, almost beyond repair. I had come to college expecting to conquer the world with Henry by my side, but now I felt more independent than ever, and more alone. Despite everything, I was still standing. I'd uncovered a fraud, helped bring a criminal to justice, and managed to keep my academic career on track. It wasn't the freshman year I'd imagined, but maybe it was the one I needed. We had a long way to go, but maybe, just maybe, we could find our way back to being family again. For now, though, I had a future to focus on. My future, and for the first time in my life, it felt like enough.